Hi, I'm Al Levy, 7 Power Contractor. I was a contractor just like you. And when I went out to do consulting, I ran into some great contractors along the way, one of which is with me today, Jim Crediti of Zoom Drain here in Philadelphia. And I liked what we did so much that we became partners in the Zoom Drain franchise. We'll get to in a second. Jim, why don't you share with us, when I first arrived, what was a typical day? What were you thinking? How were you feeling?
Well, you know, I pretty much hated my employees. Like,
Say it
not
again?
just a little bit. I really, I really wasn't happy. It was real chaotic. I mean, anywhere from the trucks being a total mess, guys not having the right equipment on the job, forgetting stuff, people coming in late, uniforms being different, jeans and t-shirts and that whole mess. So it was a lot different from where I came from. I was in the military, got out of the military, and I thought, hey, how could I replicate that? But it didn't work out too well.
So that was a pretty tough start, but when we got to working together, what have you found that things like the operating manuals have done for you and started to change your company? Why don't you share with us?
Yeah, I mean, the operating manuals were really, they're the spine of the business. It's like, I think of it like going to war without a plan or a playbook if you're playing football. It's like you have to have, some kind of system where everyone operates on. And from the customer service coordinator, dispatcher, service technician, those were the core manuals that helped us really structure our business the right way.
Excellent. How are things rolling today?
Well, I don't have to be here, so
did you hear that?
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good thing.
Great. We've had apprentices go from apprentice to service technician to senior tech to field supervisor, and now we have a service manager who pretty much runs our day to day. And he came. He was a baby when he got here. So
homegrown.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's different today? What can you do that you couldn't do years ago before you had the operating manuals for the CSR?
Well, with the CSR manual, what we're able to do is, and we did it just recently, is brought someone in within 2 weeks of going through the CSR manual. They're answering the phone better than I had someone for years in the past. So in 2 weeks, we can get someone up to speed, taking calls, booking calls, and doing it the right way. So,
excellent. And how's that helping on the bottom line?
Oh, it's tremendous. I mean, it all really starts with the way the call's taken. So
much agree.
Yep. Even after we would take the call and we would book it, then we'd have to dispatch to the technician.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. So and I was out on the road before, and one thing you hate more than anything is going from one end of the service area to the other and then back and forth. So without a properly trained dispatcher, those are some of the things that can happen. So, we've rolled out the dispatcher manual, and it has procedures, priorities, which technician to send where, at what time, and it streamlines that whole process. So
that really is a powerful thing, because I know myself, I had the same experience. When I was a tech at my own company, they had me bouncing all over the place, and you don't really understand how much that affects it. And what I think is a priority and what you think is a priority, it can't be two different things. Yeah. So what has the manual done to address issues like that?
Well, it definitely, it sets the stage, so there's really no guessing. And that's the key. The dispatcher knows what customer is a priority, who to send when, what technicians have different skill levels, and it just streamlines the operations.
And at the end of the day, it puts money in your pocket and makes happy customers?
Absolutely.
Okay, good work.
The thing that most aggravated me was the uniforms. I was in the military. We had a uniform. Everyone looked relatively consistent. So when we had technicians show up in t-shirts and jeans and different hair lengths, and some people shave, some people don't, it's pretty aggravating. And to wrangle that and really get these guys on a uniform policy is tough without some written procedures.
Yeah, otherwise, I think I'm dressed right. No, you're not. We have these kind of crazy, inane conversations. Sound familiar?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I lived that same life, which is really difficult. I actually had them where I had them dress lower and lower standards, and they proved they couldn't get dressed right. Yeah. So you've learned to take control of it. It's really great. What's the benefit you see of even a small item like dressing right or grooming right? What has it done for the company?
Well, I think, like you said, you need to raise your standards. These guys will actually, they'll do more than you think. And once you set that standard and just reinforce it, and we spell everything out in the operation manuals of exactly, even down to nowadays, the beard length is, a lot of people are growing beards. Yeah. So even spelling that out, the length of that is an important thing so that everyone knows.
Excellent. I love that you share the rules of the game.
Absolutely.
Well done.
You spend all this money to buy this equipment, buy these nice trucks, and then you open the door, it's a mess.
Or, stuff falls on the floor.
Or guys go to a job and they don't have what they need, and it's like, okay, I know you're supposed to have that on the truck. Why don't you? So what we did working with you is we put together a stock list. We have pictures of each bin, what should be on the truck. And we train on that, and the technicians know exactly what should be on the truck, and we do inventory checks, and so it really puts all that into a system.
It systematizes it
exactly.
So that it's repeatable.
Exactly.
Excellent.
One of the scariest things nowadays with the internet is having a real bad customer experience. And them going online and them showing, hey, this contractor did this. So, having like systems in place, the technician know their procedures. I mean, if you look at our Google reviews right now, they're really amazing.
Off the charts.
It really is. I mean, it's a credit to all of these guys and the call takers and the dispatchers, the technicians out there in the field.
So it takes a team, is what you're saying.
It really does.
They start, that's a great point. Is that call taker has to make it a great experience. The dispatcher has to keep them in the loop as to what's going on.
Yep.
And the tech has to show up and actually be friendly.
Absolutely.
And have to finish the call right so that you end up with these great reviews, and you are doing phenomenal.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.